Welcome back to Eggtoberfest, Sunday edition. We are here at the Wild Heaven Brewery on the west end of Atlanta. In a little bit, we're going to check back in on Chef Leo as he's doing some Greek cuisine. Right now, I'm honored to introduce one of my favorite chefs, Terry Koval of the Deer and Dove here in Decatur, Georgia. Take it away, Terry. What are we doing?
Hey, Rusty. Really excited to be here. We got this beautiful pheasant from Joyce Farms that we're going to braise on the egg. First, we're going to break it down. And then we're going to do a nice hard sear on the egg, right about 350. And then we're going to get our mirepoix ready. We got some beautiful chanterelles, some fresh thyme, some African squash, and we got some banner butter that we're going to roast these vegetables with. And yeah, let's get it started.
And so the beer you're going to use is Wild Heaven Invocation, their Belgian style golden ale.
Perfect pairing for this braise. I mean, a lot of flavor in there. It's a Belgian style beer, not a lot of hops. It's a perfect caramelization.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
That richness with the mushrooms, with the pheasant, that's
gonna be great.
That is sexy.
So we've got our pheasant here. We've kind of breaking it down.
Look at that rich red meat of the pheasant.
Yeah, it's a lot more earthier and a little bit more bolder flavor. It's almost like it's all the dark meat kind of flavor that you have versus a chicken. And you got this nice beautiful color here too as well.
That came right off.
Yeah.
So the Deer and the Dove, you're doing a lot of locally raised, humanely raised, a lot of game, some more of like the organ meat of the cuisine, kind of the.
Yep. We have a big green egg on our line that we use every night.
Wonderful.
To do a lot of our smoking on. We also have an open hearth and then a nice grill as well. So first we're gonna put this on here. Get that nice and crispy and charred. And then next we're gonna move on to some raw vegetables. So now we have our mirepoix that we're gonna dice up, and we're gonna start building our braise here. So we got some onions, some carrot, some celery. We got these beautiful chanterelles again.
Where'd you get these chanterelles?
So these came out of North Georgia mountains. These are probably the last of the chanterelles of the season.
Very nice.
Very beautiful, you know. And then we got some fresh thyme. And then we have our African squash as well from Crystal Organics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're really excited about getting all that together. So we have our onions. We're going to just kind of clear away here. Rusty, you can help me out a little bit here.
Wow.
So we can
all this culinary training.
And yeah, I'm really excited about this beer. So we had a couple a little bit ago, and it's really delicious. It's going to go well with great pairing for this braise that we have here.
I'll take that for you, Chef.
Thank you, sir.
So you work a lot with local farmers, real active in the local culinary community.
Yeah, so we like to, put our dollars back into our community, and we like to cook over fire, Big Green Egg is a big asset to what we do at the restaurant. We have a XL on the patio that we do majority of all our smoking on. We do our...
And I love it, the mushrooms, the thyme, the sauce that you have really playing well with this Wild Heaven Invocation. It's got that caramel flavor, that just that good Belgian style of that kind of that bready, rich beer. What kind of squash is this?
So this is African squash. This is an
African
heirloom
squash.
It's very meaty,
nice.
very pungent, kind of like a butternut, but a lot more flavor.
Like a cross between a butternut and an acorn almost, acorn squash.
So I'm actually going to put these on the egg and grill them a little bit, and then we're going to add them to the braise afterwards. That way, kind of, we get that nice charred, roasty, smoky flavor. We're going to put those around our pheasant. Then we have our fresh thyme. Kind of like to always beat it up. Smell that.
Like the mixologists when they slap their basil.
Exactly.
Very nice.
All right, so we have our roasted veggies. After that, after our pheasant is nicely seared, we're going to put that into our braise, and then we're going to cover it with some stock that we have here that we've taken the pheasant bones and roasted them, and then we're going to cover it, and then also add this delicious beer to it.
And we'll come back and do this in a little bit. Right now, we're going to go to Chef Leo as he starts cooking a Greek-inspired dish, moussaka.
Moussaka?
How am I?
Moussaka?
Moussaka Chef Leo, help us out. Please take it away.
Hi everyone, this is Leonard Elenbaas from the Netherlands. Today we are going to make another European recipe from the headquarters of Bigger Neck Europe. And this time we will be preparing a dish from beautiful Greece. We will make a moussaka. And for the moussaka, for this recipe, you will need the skillet, a Dutch oven, a round one, and the cast iron grid. And that's the one where we start with. We have some eggplants, we're gonna slice it up and we're gonna grill the eggplants for approximately 6 minutes. So it will be 3 minutes on each side. And I think this is a really nice flavorful dish because we're gonna use some really nice spices. And I have the Big Neck on 220 degrees Celsius. That is about 450, no, a little bit less, 430 Fahrenheit. And we're going to grill the eggplant 3 minutes on each side. I have one more. We have quite a big skillet to fill up, so if you have 2 big eggplants, it will do for the skillet large. The moussaka is prepared with potatoes, eggplant, and the potatoes I already cooked them for 20 minutes in some water with salt. I added some rosemary, just cut it rough with a knife, and some cloves of garlic. You boil the potatoes for about 20 minutes. Until they're quite soft. And now I'm gonna slice them up and put them in the skillet already while grilling the eggplant. I love to leave the skin on because it's a lot of flavor if you leave the skin on. I have about 6 potatoes, and if you see, as you see, they're not too big. The slices are about 1/2 centimeter thick, and we're gonna fill the bottom of the skillet with the slices of potato. On top of that, we're gonna put the slices of eggplant. And while we are busy with the sauce, we can start with the, no, I'm wrong. While we are busy with grilling, we can start with the sauce. It will be a tomato sauce with minced beef. And as I already told you, it's a really special dish because of the spices we use. Because while sauteing the minced beef, we're gonna add some cinnamon, some ginger, no, not ginger, curry madras, and cumin powder. And that will be a lot of flavor and spice in the sauce. We're gonna turn over the eggplant. And as you see, it has a little grill mark on it. So that will be some nice flavor on the eggplant. 220 degrees Celsius is quite enough for the vegetables. If you do it a little bit hotter, like 250 degrees Celsius, it's also possible. But of course, then you have some more grill marks on the vegetables. You don't have to cook them, grill them until perfectly cooked, because we're gonna put the skillet back in the egg later to cook the whole stuff with on top a beautiful bechamel sauce. I already prepared the bechamel, and the bechamel is made with some onion, half an onion. You saute it in a little bit of butter. Then you add some cumin and cinnamon powder. Again, a nice flavor. Then you add a tablespoon of flour. You bake it a little bit to open up the flour, and then you add 400 milliliters of milk. Slowly add the milk, stir it until you see the sauce is really nice, thicken up, and after we put the tomato sauce on top of the eggplant, we are going to add the bechamel sauce on top. And after that, we have some nice feta cheese. I already cut the feta cheese in pieces. We're gonna put it on top of the bechamel sauce, and we'll put the skillet in the egg indirectly on 190 degrees Celsius and cook it for 40 up to 45 minutes until you see that the feta cheese got a little bit brown and the bechamel sauce will be a little bit roasted, caramelized color. So you see, it's enough, huh? Two eggplants will be enough for this quite big skillet. One more. I already preheated the Dutch oven in the egg, and we are going to put the Dutch oven on the cast iron grid. And of course, as I told you, we have to cook the moussaka for 30-50 minutes. I already prepared one, so we're gonna heat it up and fix it later. So here we are going to start in the skillet, in the Dutch oven. 2 onions. Slice it up in pieces. You don't have to make really small pieces, so I just cut the onions in half. Take the skin off. Have you ever been in Greece? Oh, I was in Greece once, and what I love about Greece is the sea. Oh, I have never seen a beautiful blue sea as in Greece. It's unbelievable, I can tell you. I love Greece. A little bit of sunbathing. Oh. So, some olive oil in the Dutch oven. We're gonna cut the onions. Two onions, 3 cloves of garlic. That will do. If you like some more garlic, of course you can always add a few cloves more, but I think 3 will be enough. So we're gonna add the onions. While it's cooking, we can cut some garlic. And then we add the garlic to the Dutch oven. Meanwhile, I have the minced beef, cumin powder, cinnamon powder, curry madras. We have to fry the onions a little bit more until they're a little bit glazed. And it's always nice to use just enough oil to glaze them. Sometimes you can add a little bit more oil. Just wait a few minutes. So during that time I can cut the olives already, because when this moussaka will be finished, we will put some olive oils on top. Just cut them rough, not too fine, so you have some nice pieces of olives on top of the moussaka. This will do. We have some parsley, that's always nice to put some green, flavorful parsley on top of the moussaka. especially when you have some parsley, some nice green leaves on top of the white cheese. It will be a nice contrast in color and of course a lot of flavor. Okay, the onions are cooked quite nice now. We're gonna add the spices, because when you bake them a little bit in the oil, it gives a little bit more flavor. Instead of dropping it in the sauce what's cooking with the tomatoes, it's always better to bake it a little bit in the oil. Just wait a minute. Oh, this flavor is amazing. Then we add the beef. We close the lid for a minute. We stir it a little bit and then we add the tomato sauce. Just 1 minute. Sometimes 1 minute is really long in a film of 20 minutes. So I have to be quick also. Yeah, this will do. We will add the tomato sauce. It's not necessary to cook the beef totally, because you're gonna put the skillet with everything inside for about 40-45 minutes inside the egg. So just mix it a little bit and that will be enough. We can add some salt already to flavor it up a little bit. We take the Dutch oven out, mix the salt a little bit. Oh, this smell is amazing. Okay, we're gonna put it on top of the vegetables here. Just spread it evenly on top of the eggplant and the potatoes. And be sure it's a little bit nice and flat, because on top of this we are going to put the bechamel sauce. And we're gonna evenly, oh, this looks nice. Then we take the bechamel sauce. We're gonna spread it on top. Spread it nicely on top of the tomato sauce. This will do. And then we have the feta. I cut it in nice blocks already, and we're gonna sprinkle it on top. This will do. And this we put in the egg indirectly with the convector in the egg for about 40-45 minutes. Of course, I already prepped one, so we're gonna take this one to the side and take the one out of the egg next to me. Oh, it really makes you thirsty, I can tell you. Oh. We take this one out. Oh, nice. Smell this. So, and here on top, we're gonna add the olives. The parsley. Look at this. Ah. It makes you hungry, isn't it? And then we take a plate. I have two, and we're gonna scoop a nice piece of moussaka in the plate. Ooh. Just one more. Oh, the smell of this dish is amazing. That cinnamon. And I think this will be a really nice dish from Greece, the moussaka. Thanks guys, see you next time.
Thank you, Leo. That settles it. It's moussaka.
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 Got it. Check.
What do we got going on?
So I think our mirepoix is
Oh,
ready to go
wow.
here and looking nice and roasty and delicious. We're gonna add our African squash back into the braise.
That got some great color.
Yeah, we got some nice color on that. Nice
Look
roasty
at the
flavor.
char on that pheasant.
And then we have the beautiful pheasant right here from Joyce Farms.
As we say in Atlanta, ooh, lordy, lordy.
Gonna add that on top into our braise. And then we're gonna add the lovely beer.
That is just gonna, that richness, that caramel, that beer brings so much flavor.
Yeah, nice Belgian style golden ale.
Keep it going, Terry.
Yeah, we need a little bit more here.
Wow.
Yeah, nice and bubbly.
That richness, that natural oak, that, oh my gosh.
And then we have our bone broth here. We're gonna add on there.
How long does this need to cook?
So we're gonna get the temperature down to about 350 on the egg, and then we're gonna cover it, and then we're gonna let it braise for about 45 minutes. After that, we're gonna remove the pheasant, and then we got a nice golden raisin poultry jus here that we're gonna put on top with the roasted veggies. Sound good?
Sounds delicious.
Perfect.
So while this is cooking, let's check on our sausages and our pork loin. We want our pork loin to be right around 150 degrees. We are there. So again, this was brined in the Eggtoberfest beer. We're gonna leave it out here just to let it rest. Our sausages are ready as well. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Yes.
I mean,
Ooh.
that looks like lunch.
That's the cover of a magazine.
Okay. Way to go, Rusty.
Woohoo! So every chef's right hand is a good digital instant read thermometer. I love this one. It's got the big read. It's got the good swing handle. It turns off when you close it. I like to accidentally leave everything on. This is such a great product to have from Big Green Egg. And we want to let this rest for about 10 minutes. So at the top of the 3 o'clock hour, Chef Leo is going to wrap up our culinary trip to Europe with a beautiful, amazing French dish. Then we're going to sample all these wonderful things that we've made and then round out the day with Ed Fisher talking about the wonderful world of Oktoberfest. Tune in.